Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Musical Life Show. This is Elif. And my God, it feels good to be back. What a 3-month hiatus that was. So I'm really happy to be back with everyone. Happy 2026. What a year 2025 was, and what a year 2026 will be. So I'm grateful for each of you, whether you're watching now or you're watching, the after the live stream, the playback, no matter what platform you're watching from. I am grateful for all of you. Before we get started, let me just go over a couple of things. If you want to reach out regarding any of the information that I have provided in the Musical Life Show, or just want to share positive feedback, you may reach me on Facebook at Musical Life 2025, on Substack at Life in Harmony, or you may email me at musicandsound2025. That is all one word, musicandsound2025@gmail.com. We have a very busy year ahead of us, friends, with big movement happening on our beautiful planet. Starting January 1st, 2026, we kicked off the new year with a massive energetic leap forward, and it's only gaining more speed as each day goes by. I don't know if you feel it, but I feel it. So musical life means harmonious life, and harmony isn't just about homeostasis. It is about harmony in body, mind, and spirit. Just a quick announcement. On February 21st at 12 noon, I will be offering a masterclass on the year of the fire horse, which is the Chinese New Year for 2026. The fire horse is the animal, and this new year starts on February 17th through March 3rd. So stay tuned for the details on that masterclass. So between myself and Goldylocks Productions, we will be posting about this event on our social media pages. So feel free to follow me again on Facebook. I don't even know what my Facebook is. Musical Life 2025. And those will be posted there. We have quite a bit to cover today, so I want to start with this. 2026 in numerology is 1. It's about global unity and oneness. This is very important because it's about not just unity globally, but also unity in our communities. Community is everything. Together we can achieve more. Together we can overcome anything. Together we are stronger. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with the saying, united we stand, divided we fall. And we most definitely want to be united. It is also about oneness in body, mind, and spirit, and all is one. We're connected to everything and each other here on earth and beyond. Give me 1 second. Hi, Robin. Hi, Robin. Yes, nice to see you here today. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're feeling better. So all is one, all is connected, cosmos and the earth. We all come from the one creator, one source. And we need to realize this nationally and globally, that no matter what belief system we may feel we navigate towards, that in essence we are all one. Separation has been the name of the game for so long, and that illusion is now dead. The only way oneness will be recognized is when we consciously choose to come from the heart instead of from a place of ego. So this is just a little bit about 2026, some clues. So the title of this Musical Life episode is Mind Your Frequency, and mind our frequency we must in this year. It is so very important. I can't even stress that enough, how important it is to mind our... Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Robin. You're feeling better. Good. I can't stress that enough, how important it is this year to mind our frequency. Frequency is everything. You know, everything in our body vibrates. Everything on earth vibrates. The plants, every being, everything. You know, this computer that I'm using right now vibrates. This chair that I'm sitting on vibrates. Nothing is truly solid. So everything vibrates. And when it comes to the human body, our cells vibrate. We'll get into that in a second. So in his book, Becoming Supernatural, neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza wrote, "We are bound by an invisible field of light and information that influences us and others." So I just want to point that out, that since the writing of that book in 2017, the light has been made very visible, and with it, a cascade of events have taken place, all leading to what is known as the Great Reveal, or what we know called the Apocalypse. And we are in the midst of it. This year in particular will be the year of great disclosure, and it's already kicked off. I'm seeing it everywhere, and I'm sure you are too. Again, I'm going to highly suggest that you use your intuition as to whether or not, you know, some of these things that are being disclosed, if they really are true, or it's just somebody trying to get a bunch of likes. So just be aware of that. But there is a lot being revealed right now, and there's more to come. It's intensifying. And it's true that the light reveals all. Nothing can hide from the light. All that has been hidden from us is hidden no more, including aspects of ourselves. Okay? So every person has the conscious choice to embrace light and to embrace the truth. And it might anger you at first, but it will liberate you moving forward. Hi, Ruth. Oh, it's good to be back. Thank you. So we have been lied to, duped, manipulated, used as experiments and pawns. The ongoing agenda was for the gain of the few and not the greater good of the whole. This is so important. I'm going to be very clear right now. That self-serving agenda is dead. That timeline is dead. We are in the process of the birthing of a new America and a new world, one that is for the greater good of all and not the serving of the few. And please understand that nothing is as it seems. Do not become lost in the surface layer stuff. Everything and everyone that needs to be exposed is being exposed or will be exposed moving forward. Trust the unfoldment of this process. No global citizen will be left out. It's messy right now, and of course it is. Everything is realigning to the frequency of light. It's a very messy process, especially where some of these old ways are so corrupt and so deeply rooted that when you attempt to pull up the roots of one corrupted tree, the roots of 5 other trees come up with it. Because everything is, you know, all intertwined and interconnected. And we're seeing this. We've been seeing this. So through this process, humanity will be liberated and is being liberated. But again, the choice is yours whether or not you really see this or not. So trust the divine plan. It is bold. It is beautiful. Resistance to this movement will only create disharmony within. So here's a great mantra or saying that I like and I use a lot. Moving forward, if it's not a flow, it's not a go. We want to stay in harmony as much as possible, friends. Be aware without becoming consumed. Look, we don't need more folks standing in the streets screaming, okay? Take heed of the saying, be still and know I am God. All is unfolding in perfect divine order. Your role through all of this is to mind your frequency. Yep, I said it. And I'm not holding back anymore. Okay. I know the previous Musical Life episodes, I've been soft and I've been kind of quiet, trying to color between the lines. But after that 3-month hiatus, I'm not that person anymore. So when I say your role through this is to mind your frequency, I am very serious. And I'll explain more about that, okay? So instead of spending the rest of this episode on how to mind your frequency, let's look at it. Let's talk about understanding it. Okay. So the year 2025 was focused on the how to do this, how to do that. The snake was the animal for the Chinese New Year in 2025. And that year was all about shedding the old. We're kind of still there a little bit. Shedding is not a fast process. If you've ever watched a snake shed, it takes time. So the how-to fit perfectly into this. 2026 is about being in your power. And being in your power makes no sense to someone if they do not understand the importance of minding their frequency. I'm just going to check these. Give me 1 second. I love that mantra. Absolutely. If it's not a flow, it's not a go. We need to remember that the human body is a symphony of frequencies. Every tissue, organ, bone, and fluid are in constant motion. Where there is motion, there is vibration. Frequency is the way we measure that vibration. So for instance, 432 hertz. Okay. The hertz is the measurement. 432 hertz, 528 hertz, 963 hertz. Okay. All this means is that it is cycling, let's say 432 hertz. So it is 432 times per second. That's what that means. So the human body is literally an orchestra of different frequencies. And as we evolve, the frequency changes. Okay? The frequencies also become higher. As we heal, the frequencies become higher. Cells make up everything in the human body: skin, nails, hair, bones, ligaments, tendons, muscle, organs. Everything is made of cells, and every cell vibrates. Every organ, tissue, bone, everything has its own resonance. Resonance is the opposite of dissonance. Dissonance is disharmony. It results when somewhere in the body has been affected by stress of some kind, or negative perceptions about oneself and the world that they live in, false or outmoded beliefs, resistance, victim mentality, which results in the frequency of that physical area of the body being off. So it's vibrationally off. Okay. Even nutritional deficiencies and long-term pharmaceutical drugs can alter the frequencies in the physical body. Harmony is homeostasis. Disharmony is dissonance. So vibration is not just a reflection of health, but it's also a path to it. So I want to back up to nutritional deficiencies for a second. Most of us are aware that fruits and vegetables, everything that we pretty much consume, have been tampered with, heavily sprayed with toxic chemicals, which are too harsh for human consumption. There is so much scientific evidence that links nutritional deficiencies to disease. And the more that we tamper with the soil, and I think a lot of us know this, and the more that we spray these crops or inject the animals that some of us may consume, the lower the frequency becomes. And because of this, because we're not quite there yet with, getting rid of all of that, We're on our way. It's being done. But we need to make sure that we're taking proper supplementation. So through some research of my own, there is one particular supplement that I highly, highly recommend everyone needs to have in their home and take it regularly. And this is a supplement that is available in water-soluble form, and it's called DMG. And the company that makes it, I have it right here. The company that makes it is Nutritional Frontiers. So I'm going to hold this up. Okay, this is the Nutritional Frontiers DMG. This is actually a tincture. I put it in my shakes, or I take it under the tongue. So this is a really good supplement. It's an adaptogen. And DMG, being an adaptogen, normalizes physiological functions and helps maintain homeostasis in the body. It's a nutraceutical, so DMG supports and corrects deficient metabolic pathways. Some of the scientifically proven benefits of DMG, and the list is long, so I picked out, a few. Asthma, addiction, degenerative diseases, recover and prevent, antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, COVID, it protects against parasites, diabetes, cell metabolism, hormone levels, autism, mental health, increases oxygen utilization, and it also prevents and helps to heal cancer. These are scientifically proven. It's a powerful ally to have. And because this particular tincture by Nutritional Frontier is water soluble, you can't overdose on it. It has no taste, but if you're not comfortable with tinctures, this company also offers a chewable form of DMG as well. And if you're interested at all in trying this potent form of DMG, you can reach out to me via email at musicandsound2025@gmail.com, and we can get going on ordering you some for you and your family. And you can even give it to your animals. Okay, so I got through that. So let's come back. Mind your frequency. What? Hold on a second. I don't even know what that is. Frequency is the measurement of vibration, like I said. Energy makes up everything. Energy is our essence. Your soul self is pure energy, pure consciousness, which is what? Awareness. So it is that consciousness resides in this physical avatar that I call the physical body. So in the book Resonant Currents by Wisdom Wave Publishing, it states that when we begin to see ourselves as vibrational beings, health becomes more about restoring resonance instead of about fixing broken parts. That's really, really important, okay? When we see ourselves as vibrational beings, we shift from control to coherence, from force to flow. So I thought that was really cool, really well stated. And indeed, we are not broken. There's nothing in us that is broken. And this made me think about even bones, when they say someone broke a bone. And I really had to think about that because there's nothing truly solid in the human body. Okay. So what is really a broken bone? And how many times have we heard someone say, I am broken, or write about being broken? When such a thing is stated, then it implies that that person needs fixing. You don't need fixing. And for so long, so many of us have, been exposed to being told, this is what's wrong with you, that is what's wrong with you, what if it was just all about, instead of saying this is what's wrong with you, what if we flipped it to, this is where you are vibrationally out of alignment? Wording is everything. So let me be very clear. Energy cannot be broken. It only changes. So no one needs fixing. They are simply in a state of dissonance. And really, to write or say that I am broken is to deny who you really are. Thoughts and words carry frequencies. And frequency carries information that can hurt us or can help us heal. That can divide us or that can help us unite. So anger, fear, depression, sadness, all of these carry a different frequency than joy, compassion, gratitude, peace. Unresolved angers, unresolved hurt, being stuck in the past, all of these things create a lower vibration internal environment. Gratitude, joy, compassion, all of these things help to create a higher frequency internal environment. So to be harmonious within, especially in our fast changing world, then means on the conscious level that the higher frequency states of being need to be embraced and practiced daily. Towards ourselves first and foremost. We can go out there and do an act of kindness for someone else, but what act of kindness have you done for yourself today? We tend to leave ourselves out. But the fact is that we have to put ourselves first. We talk about being compassionate towards other people. But what about being compassionate towards ourselves? Oh, it's much harder, isn't it? But we need to be doing that. So frequency and vibration are energetic. Minding our frequency involves what is going on within mind, body, and soul. And to reharmonize as needed. Because there's no way that we're going to be able to be in harmony 24/7 going throughout our day-to-day lives. No matter what environment we're in, what we're exposed to, okay? It can pull us right out of harmony. So we literally need to retune every day. And we can use our voice to do that, right? And I've talked about this before. Humming is very powerful. I just posted a video on both Substack and Facebook. Lincoln Jesser, the singer, he really puts down sound theory into great perspective and an easy to understand way. We can hum. Humming creates vibration. The vibration from the sinuses increases the nitrous oxide in our body. Okay, so humming is a great way to reharmonize, to retune, to realign. We can also talk ourselves into anything and out of anything. We can talk ourselves into health. We can talk ourselves into disease. We can talk ourselves into violence. We can talk ourselves into peace. We can talk ourselves into separation, or we can talk ourselves into unity. And there is such a saying, you can talk yourself into and out of anything. So our self-talk also carries a vibration, the words we choose to use. Okay. So we need to be very mindful of that. What are we talking ourselves into or out of? Whatever frequency we are vibrating on emanates through our electromagnetic fields and into the world. I call this the energy field shield. It's not just an energy field, it's actually an energy field shield. Your energy field can actually protect you, okay, against unwanted energies from the outside. So your state of health and well-being affect your energy field shield. If you want to show up in the world as more confident, glowing, because what's that new term, the glow up? Happy, peaceful, content, inspired, compassionate, then the way is to address the frequencies that are vibrating within you, because they emanate outside of you. Okay? They go through you and through your electromagnetic field. And that can only be dealt with by tuning into your own body, mind, and spirit. I got to keep up with this here. Hold on one second. I say healed, healed, healed in the frequency. Yes. So if you're not feeling well and you're going through something, instead of focusing on what is off, right? Instead of focusing on the label that a doctor gives you, exactly. Say, I am healed. I am healed. I am healed. Yep. I am healed. I am whole. Because what you're saying bounces back into your subconscious. It also that your cells are listening. So everything that you say, the cells take and go, they look at it as some kind of information, food, all right, a kind of food, and they take it and they go, okay, well, I'm going to create the internal environment to match that with that of what you are saying. So yes, you have to, you're running around saying, I'm sick, I don't feel good. I'm sick, that you're keeping yourself in that frequency of being sick. And so I just want to, this reminds me, I did an interview recently. I know a couple of people watched it, with a gentleman named Josh Wall. And Josh Wall is all about sobriety and recovery. And in the interview, I talked about this, and I have to mention this. When people who are in active recovery, okay, people who are coming out of addiction, I can't stand this. I'm an addict. I'm an addict. I'm an addict. You're not an addict. Okay, you're not an addict. You experienced addiction. It doesn't mean that you are an addict. And we need to stop this nonsense, because you're keeping yourself in that frequency of addiction. And sure, you can be sober for 12, 13, 14, 20 years, and then suddenly, oh, thank you, Tiffany. Yeah. And then you relapse. Why? Because you're claiming you're an addict. And if you understood the neuroscience behind that, you would stop. Well, it's in my genes. I love that one. That one just gets me every time. It's in my genes. Well, my dad was an addict, or my grandfather, was an addiction. Whatever. Genes do not just automatically go in that direction. Sure, you might have had ancestors, predecessors who experienced cancer or addiction or whatnot, but it's not an automatic part of your life. It takes a trigger to turn a gene expression on. This is science. It's called epigenetics. What epigenetics also says is we are not victim to our gene expression, above our genes, which means that we can transform our gene expression. And let me make this very, very clear that almost every single state of disease, whether it's cancer, whether it's addiction, whether it's HIV, it doesn't matter. It is gene expression. It doesn't matter what's causing that gene expression to turn off, because we have genes turning on and off all day long. And since it's gene expression, you are not powerless to transform it. Like that one? Okay. Whew, I get fired up when I talk about that. Retuning. Let's get back to this. Retuning the self is realigning with your truth. Okay, your core values, your intuition, your heart, what you're passionate about. Retuning is reharmonizing. So, yes, so divine sovereign ones. To know yourself is to understand that everything is energy, frequency, vibration, including you. This is not woo-woo shit. This is science. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not holding back that fire anymore, Robin, you know? So this is not woo-woo. This is science. That you are energy, frequency, vibration. Who's picking this up? There's nothing truly solid in the physical and material world, like I mentioned before. Atoms are the building blocks of all matter. Energy commands matter. Put another way, atoms arrange themselves according to energy. Write that down, because that applies to each of you, to all of us. Atoms arrange themselves according to energy. You want to change your health, your well-being, whatever, your life, you want to change something in your life? Check your energy. Check your frequency. You want to transform something? Raise your frequency. Applies to everything from flowers and trees. Okay, it's going to get weird, okay, but it doesn't matter, because this is a fact. From science, from flowers and trees to furniture to clothing, your vehicle, and the physical body temple. Here's a fun fact for you. In the physical body temple, there are approximately 7 to 10 octillion atoms. That's a lot. Well, guess what? Those atoms are approximately 99.9999% empty space. Ooh. Wait, we're stumbled on something here. Oh, what are you filling those atoms with? Is it anger? Is it violence? Is it unresolved pain? Is it other people's bullshit? Your frequency matters. Your energy matters. No pun intended, okay? It was a corny joke. Your energy commands each of these atoms. Would you rather those atoms be dissonant or harmonious? It's your choice. So frequency and energy go hand in hand. The frequency wave that you are riding, my friends. affects your energy and the vibration that you are emitting into the world. So stop blaming people for everything. It's another thing that really irritates me. It's his fault. It's her fault. It's their fault. Let me explain something. Every finger that you point at someone, there's 3 pointing back at you. And let me just clarify. Blaming and accountability are not the same thing. Okay? Blaming and accountability are not synonymous. Okie dokie. You want to change your life, you change your frequency. Sounds so simple. It doesn't have to be that hard. You want to change your life, it's simple. You change your frequency to positively, people talk about wanting to positively impact the world. Change your frequency. That's all you got to do. And minding your frequency can become a conscious habit, and it should be. Again, the choice is yours. It is your free will choice. If you want sobriety, mind your frequency. If you want better health, mind your frequency. If you want peace in your home and in the world, mind your frequency. Violence and screaming at fellow beings is not minding your frequency. Deliberate harm in all ways, including spoken and written, is not minding your frequency. Adding chaos to an already chaotic world is not needed. It's negatively destructive, mostly to you. Okay. This is not who you are at the soul level. This is not tapping into your genuine personal power. Understandably, humanity has been deeply traumatized in different ways throughout history, not just in the home, but in the collective. Humanity needs to heal. This is just a fact. Yet healing becomes extremely limited and unachievable if humans don't change their frequency to one that is higher. Divine sovereign beings know that when you change your frequency and start vibrating differently, this affects the whole. Your healing is not in vain, and it's not just about you. That as you heal, you become lighter, right? Because your frequency is changing, it's rising. So you become lighter. And again, let's talk about this real quick. What did I say? That energy goes through your electromagnetic field, influencing the world. You don't have to do anything, just be. Be the light. Yeah. So those who remain closed to new concepts, to anything positive that are out of the norm, because this is quite out of the norm, isn't it? Are going to find themselves in a very tough spot as we continue this wild roller coaster ride into a new earth. Now, I want to share something with you. Recently, during meditation, it was shown to me that there are still 2 timelines coexisting at this present time. But these 2 timelines are 2 different frequencies. Simply put, one timeline is the old way, which we know is corrupt and has never worked. The second timeline is the new earth, where there is peace, personal liberty, coexistence between all beings, prosperity for all as one unified world, radiant health and sovereignty, and where sovereignty reigns. Okay? These 2 timelines are of 2 different frequencies. The old being of a lower frequency because that world was not designed to serve the greater good at all. In that old timeline is also the new world order. Guess what? We're no longer on that timeline. So be very mindful about what you are tuning into. Social media, news, what others are saying about the world, what you choose to believe affects the timeline that you are on. And you can't just keep hopping back and forth. You have to pick one. Sorry if that came out harsh. Had to get it out. At some point this year, well before the end of 2026, there will be only one timeline. The old is dead. Okay. People are being more time. I hate my writing. People need a bit more time to use their free will to choose whether or not they want to embrace the new timeline. And the time for this is running out. Mind your frequency has never been a more appropriate statement when it comes to where things are currently going and the direction we as the collective are headed. So if you feel that you want to talk to me about this, shoot me an email and we can continue this conversation. Again, my email is musicandsound2025@gmail.com. Okay? So minding your frequency requires awareness and mindfulness. So there is something else I want to talk about. This. The word earth. This is so cool. I want to share this with you, okay? We're done talking about that other stuff for the moment. You rearrange the word earth, it spells heart. Earth heart. And the H is the bridging of the physical and the spiritual. Our heart and the earth's heart are connected. Okay. I was talking to my team about this last night. Yes, the earth has a heart. This heart is known as the inner core, which is a dense sphere 1,500 miles thick, composed of iron and nickel. Okay. It is located about 3,000 miles below the surface. Well, this is what science says. Our heart, interesting. Where's the rest of it? Haha, oops. Our heart, it also has iron. We need iron for cardiovascular health. And we also have small amounts of nickel. We are not separate from the earth. Okay? And we are coming into a time where all of us, with that saying, bringing heaven to earth, uniting the spiritual and the physical as one. So just remember that the word earth rearranged is heart. And we really need to start figuring out, what are we passionate about? What do we want to see in the world? Where would we want to be? What would bring us joy? What would make our souls come alive, right? What makes our hearts sing? This is where our focus needs to be. I know that a lot of people are very busy with their daily lives, but just taking a couple of minutes. Hi, Melissa. Just taking a couple of minutes throughout the day to really address these questions is very important right now, because our world is changing very fast. Okay. We need to be as ready as possible. So what are we passionate about? What makes your heart come alive? Can you remember perhaps some experiences you had throughout your lifetime, this current life, that you really enjoyed, what you were doing? We want to get that to gain some momentum. Okay. So this is going to be something that that is going to be in our near future. So finding out what we're passionate about. Okay, bridging the spiritual with the physical worlds. That veil that separated spiritual from physical is gone. It's been gone for a while. So there is nothing. It's all one, and you'll see how this plays out. So yes, so that is something that we all need to be figuring out right now. So okay, let's see here. Whew. Whew, that was quite fiery. So yeah, so again, the masterclass Year of the Fire Horse is coming on February 21st. I have had the honor and pleasure with working with some great herds in my adult life. So they have taught me a lot, and I'm going to bring forward a few of those teachings that are very, very important, relevant to this year and our fast changing times. And hopefully that will help all of you to navigate a little bit easier as we proceed with the emergence of the new earth. This is it's just so much going on. It's so cool. So yeah, that's all I have for today. And my next episode will be on February 26th. If you have any comments or questions, I love it, says Robin, Earth Heart. Yes, and it's actually one word, Robin. Okay, one word. So if you don't have any comments or questions at this time, then I will see you in 2 weeks. And listen, I get fiery because I care. My wish is to see humanity and the world harmonize. So I wish peace with all of your heart, in all of your hearts. And divine sovereign souls, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Robin. Amazing show. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me in this live stream, or thank you for watching the replay. I love humanity, and I love you all. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.